Oh hey, it's been 84 years since we've had a video come out, and most of that is to do with winter. And I just feel like I've spoken about this before and I'll say it again. Winter is just not my time of year. It just makes me a little sad. And we've had a lot of times where we were like, oh, we should film this or we should film that, and then the weather was just terrible and the rain meant we couldn't take our cameras outside. And then we were like, let's wait for the next big thing to happen and film that, and it's just been... I have no great excuses other than bleh. So that's my excuse. Bleh. Apologies to everybody. Now, just to reiterate how out of practice we are at putting a video out at the moment, I got through most of this video and didn't realise my mic wasn't on, so there's going to be some areas of the video that there's a little bit of wind noise going on, and I apologise for that. We've tried to get better at that over the time, because I know we struggle with that pretty frequently in the past because it gets real windy up here on the top of the hill, but sorry, I hope it's not too bad. We'll get into the editing and see how we go. So I thought the sunshine is out, we're starting to thaw out from the winter, and it's time to give you an update about what's been going on. As you can see behind me, we've still got some stuff going on here, so let's go check it out. So let's preface this by saying the garden looks pretty good now, but it didn't look very good. In fact, this area over here, which I haven't got to yet, is a bit of an indicator of how it was looking before I've come through and weeded it all. So you can see it was just overgrown weeds and ridiculousness. So in this terrible bed, you can see we've got, I think that was coriander, we've got spring onions. These are the ones that we had in Melbourne when we lived in the apartment. So they're years and years old, these ones, and they still keep carrying on. They're about to pop, I reckon. We've got chilies here, which have just been neglected and old. And then we've got the artichokes, which just keep coming back year after year. So we've got these ones here and those ones. So they're our most neglected of neglected. And let's have a gander at all the other things that have managed to survive in the beds over the winter months that I've weeded around. So they've got a little bit more chance of surviving now. This chili tree, I don't know how it's managed to stay surviving so long. We haven't cut it back or anything. Everything that's on here has been here for far too long to use. But we were actually eating a lot of these. Betty's been using them on pizzas and all sorts of things. So they've been getting a bit of a run for their money. We've just planted some rhubarb in that area, so it hasn't started kicking off yet. Down here we've got some borage, which the flowers have just been popping out, which is really cool. It took a long time for these to look like anything was going on, but both of them are looking great. We've got a lettuce there that, let's not even look at that. Over here we've got beans. So these beans are self-seeded ones. We didn't plant these, and we've lost a lot to the wind flopping them over and snapping them. So you can see structurally we've got just random posts and random bits of string and ties going on, trying to salvage what has grown terribly. But you know, free is good, so we didn't take much effort other than trying to tie things back on these ones, so that's great. Over in this bed we've got the rainbow chard and silver beet that just keeps carrying on. We've cut this back so heartily, but it just keeps going to town. And if you have a look under here, let's see if I can see it. The trunk, I don't know, let's call it the trunk of this thing is so thick. Crazy. But yeah, can't even kill these things. The nasturtiums here were going awesome. We've got this big one and then a small one, and in the last 3 days frosts have smashed us and they've taken a real bad hit. So I don't know if we could cut them back and salvage what we've got, or if they've just had their time, but I couldn't believe they lasted all winter. Over here we've got our leeks, and then down here we had some potatoes that were self-seeded from what the previous owner had planted that just keeps popping up. We've got some through here and random bits popped up, but again they got smashed with that frost unexpectedly, so a bit disappointing, but I think they'll come back based on last year. And then we've got some herbs down here which we never really figured out what they were, but they've been there all along. For anyone wondering how the little grave of garlic went, really well actually. Let's show you now. Here he is. It's coping really well actually, so things are going really well. I was lazy and never put edging on this, so I have to rip the grass back out of it every so often to make sure it doesn't climb in and take over, but excited. Lemon tree's kicking on well. Yeah, everything's going fine there. Most of the trees through the orchard are looking pretty bare, but we're starting to have some flowers coming back, so they're popping up. And this tree over here probably has the most going on, so it's starting to look quite pretty. Berry garden's going all right. Still need to replace that back support structure, which I'll probably do soon now the weather's getting better. But this one, which is the pink icing berries, I always think fairy floss, but this is pink icing, starting to get a lot of flowers going on. So that's very exciting. It looks really pretty, this one. Some new flowers and veggies coming to life over here. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Zoom, what's going on with the barn? Nothing seems to be happening. You'd be wrong. We actually have permits now, which is a great step up. So it's gone through the building survey process, all the plans are in order, and it's ready to rock as soon as the builder is. Fortunately, the builder still reckons he's about 2 months away with backlogs of work before he gets to ours, but we might see a slab go down sooner than that, so we're just fingers crossing, but it looks like before Christmas we'll have this shed built, which is so good. You also might be thinking to yourself, Zoom, where's Betty? And that's a good question too. She's still around, but not here today. Betty has had a huge change in her life work-wise. She's been able to throw in her job and say bye-bye to the man, and she's working for herself now. So I don't think we've shared it before, but Betty has a bit of a side gig where she's been working with her cousin to make a whole bunch of like Dungeons and Dragons related stuff, like dice trays, dice themselves, bags, a whole bunch of stuff related to sort of board games and things like that, and it's really taken off, and she's been able to give a 9-to-5 job the flick and go in and give 100% to this new endeavour, and I'm so proud of her. In fact, this weekend, the reason why she's not here now is that she's actually down in Melbourne, and they've got a convention down there for trading cards this weekend, so they're running a shop down at that show. But I'll flip a little bit in here so you can see the sort of stuff I'm talking about. Their company is called Winter Wormling. You can find them on Instagram. I'll leave some links below, and check them out, because if you're into board games or anything that needs dice or cards or anything like that, check them out, because it's all handmade by Betty, and her cousin also, Claire, does a lot of the handmade stuff, and it's just amazing. I'm so proud of what she's been able to achieve. So well done, Betty. Stoked to have you be able to give your time to something that you really enjoy doing rather than just slaving away in an office. So very proud of you. So I guess elsewise, most of my time out in the garden recently has just been weeding. Weeding here, weeding there, weeding everywhere. It's all I seem to be doing lately. We've even had a mate, Lily, which we've spoken about in the past. We've got her to come down for a couple of days and help out with weeding, and she did an amazing job. We're so lucky to have her available for us whenever she can, and she cleaned up pathways and stuff, and we've been really thankful to have her help. But yeah, that's just all this time's been. It's been sunny and then rain and then sunny and then rain in this last week or so. Before that it was just rain, and all we could do was watch it grow. So we're hoping that the little bit more sunshine comes back into our lives, and you'll see a little bit more of us coming forward. So hope everyone's doing well, and you've been surviving these last couple of months a little bit better than we have. I know you guys in the Northern Hemisphere have been smashed with heat wave after heat wave, so that's complete opposite of what's been going on here. So hopefully you guys are doing all right. For those of us down here, especially in Victoria, this time last year we were underwater. Pretty much everywhere it was flooding, so we're lucky that this year, even though it's been raining a lot and cold and cruddy to be outside, we're not underwater like what we were last year, so it's actually a better start to the year for us. So hopefully things in the garden go a little bit better this year than they did last year. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!